wine right here. I'm set. Lead us in, sir. Please. If you don't mind.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Creed Got Robbed. My name is Mike. I'm joined by Ray. Hello.
Hi, how are... Oh, yes, you are joined by me. Yes.
I've been tricked.
Yes.
Much like the Academy tricked America into thinking that Creed was not a movie that deserved to be recognized. Your lovely podcast host, have been tricked by Ray.
It's true. Passively tricked.
Little wizard man he is.
Mike thought we were
lecherous sorcerer.
Mike thought we were coming up here.
Thought we were doing a video game podcast and just like, hey, let's just talk about video games and how, but also briefly start with how the world fucking is blowing up. Brother, they're not done. Tomorrow's gonna be bad too. If you didn't know, I'll let you know. But yeah, so I was like, okay, well, this will be a fun video game podcast. It's not actually a video game podcast. We're gonna talk about a TV show that fucking sucked. I did not have fun watching it. Not pleasurable, and I'm a hater. I'm a big time. Y'all already know. Listeners of this podcast know that I'm a member of the Star Wars Player Haters Ball, and boy howdy, we've been eating today. We've been eating lately because they made a new show and it's bad, and we're here to talk about it.
We're gonna talk about I think the whole title of the show is Obi-Wan Kenobi, but everyone just calls it Kenobi.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new Disney Plus Star Wars program, which they pump out one of those every 3 months or so now, something like that. So, something to keep the subscribers interested.
Yeah.
Keep that subscription going.
Bro, I got played so hard. I totally forgot even to like, hey, if you watch it, well, may do a podcast with you about. I'm so stupid. stupid Mike. So stupid.
Yeah, for those of you curious how Mike was quote-unquote tricked.
Brother.
So, just as a tiny bit of lead-up, just a tiny bit, the Summer Games 2022 just passed, which is basically this year's E3, and there were some games announced, but as a prerequisite for me turning my Disney Plus back on and watching Obi-Wan Kenobi, I said to Mike, okay, if I watch it, we have to do a Creed Got Robbed on it. And here we are. And Mike forgot about that little, I don't know, wager, promise, what have you. So, Mike, what did you think about Ben Kenobi, the Obi-Wan, all 6 episodes of it?
Well, first off, I want to say, hey, sorry about that bad news that happened, everybody.
Yeah, not great.
Not my. I don't know why I'm apologizing. It's not my fault. But yeah, it's not good out here, and we should. And good people are already doing cool things and building networks to help people who will need it very badly, and we should continue to do that, particularly in local areas, especially if you live in a place where things changed very quickly all of a sudden. Solidarity and love to you. If you go on TikTok for like 5 minutes, you can find the addresses of certain people who are of interest for these things. So you can send them pizza, which is
delicious
fun. You can do that in Minecraft. That's what we're talking about. A Minecraft server.
We're talking about activating Microsoft Flight Simulator. And that's all we're going to
download Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Just
find the biggest plane you can get.
A 787. One of those big double-decker SOPs.
That or a Concorde.
Yeah, make sure...
You got a maximum velocity.
Make sure you're going Mach 2. Nothing less will suffice. You broke the sound barrier twice.
Make sure your screen capture is going.
The recording software is active.
You export, publish to YouTube.
Oh my goodness.
Post, delete your account.
Yes. Well said. And on a very serious note, as you said briefly, yes, solidarity, because there is strength in people, not strength in individuals. Always remember that.
That's right. And I'm not even gonna grandstand about how much the fucking Democrats fucking have. Imagine being on the 99-yard line for 40 years and then fumbling 200 times in a row. And it's somehow being worse than that. Like, we can't turn. We have to talk about the bad show.
Okay.
The bad TV show. We have to talk about that. But like, it just control the party. Like, if someone doesn't agree with, just we can't talk about this. I'm not trying to get fined.
Trying to get fined.
I'm not trying to get fined here or get this podcast canceled. Yeah, but like I said, they're going to destroy the EPA tomorrow, which is not good generally, because we kind of need that to do something to have a good planet for the next forever.
Yeah.
Kinda. So, stay tuned. Things are looking bad at time of recording. I'll say that. How's that? Optimism is an outlook. Hope is a skill. I choose to say that things are really bad at time of recording, and leave it at that.
Okay.
I have ideas on how to improve things.
Okay.
And I have ideas on how to improve things about a television show called Obi-Wan Kenobi. I forget what it's called. Man, I hated this. I'm sorry. It's bad. It's not good. It's bad.
I can't. What was the last Star Wars thing we watched? Visions was pretty good. I like that.
Book of Boba Fett is technically the last.
Oh, okay. Book of we never talked about this, and probably for the better.
Yeah.
Book of Boba Fett was good for, in my opinion. Take that as you will. For the first half, and then the second half of it, like the 3 episodes after that, it's like, okay, now we got to get the nostalgia clicks in here, or the nostalgia eyes, and. I don't know, full spoilers, I guess. Watching Boba Fett ride a Rancor, that seems like a very cool, like, childhood thing I might have wanted when I was 10, maybe, if I cared about Boba Fett when I was 10. But it really just came off as, like, okay. I don't know. This might be old man yelling at cloud things, and I'm perfectly willing to admit that it is, but... And I said this, to you already, but I am so sick of the Skywalker family. It's a galaxy of people. And the fact that Obi-Wan is just like in this entire galaxy of people, all of my life ties back to, in this show, Princess Leia, the little Princess Leia, who I guess is the smartest 10-year-old girl you ever saw. And that's fine, that's whatever. That actually didn't annoy me that much. It's fine. What annoyed me is that it was just no one's in danger. Like, these 2 characters that the show revolves around, they're gonna live, because I've seen the other, how many movies that? The 6 movies that precede the events of this show.
Yeah. I think you kind of kicked off one of my biggest kind of I think the original sin of why this show is bad is it exists in it is just what's the thing when you're it's suffocating, like
suffocating. Yeah,
it's like the constant pressure of like it's just it has so much reverence for like this Star Wars has so much reverence and like undying, like, oh my god, for like the rest of Star Wars in a way that's just exhausting, and it just, I don't know, it doesn't, it's like it's clearly made by people who call it lightsabers and not laser swords, and it has been that way for a long time, and that's who Star Wars exists for now. It's like, and like you said, it's like there's so many like things specifically like in the canon that like there's not really like stakes they can introduce that really kind of shifting the major pieces, because every major character who's in this, like who's already previously known, a la like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader, are not dying in this. They are past this. So it's, and they're like, hey, look, let's introduce some characters who are not that interesting at all and basically make the show about them. And it's just like, I don't care about this. I'm sorry. It's just, yeah. So from the, I mean, I think like, I just noticed that one of my pictures on my wall fell down. I was looking at that and I was like, that's weird. Where did that picture go? It's gone now. It fell off the wall. Huh. I guess I'll have to rehang that. Guess that explains. That I totally lost my train of thought.
Well, you were saying the show was a bit suffocating. I wanted to add real quick that obviously full spoilers if you haven't seen the show. I don't know what I mean by saying full spoilers. Like, are you expecting Kenobi to die? He doesn't. Are you expecting like Vader to die? He doesn't. Are you expecting the bad guys to lose? Like, what series of shows are you watching? Seriously. The only time the bad guys won in any Star Wars was debatably Rogue One, and obviously Empire Strikes Back. Shock and awe, Empire Strikes Back is the best movie in the series because the bad guys ultimately just beat ass. And they beat ass with, like, a well-done story reason. This is just like, not only are all the good guys going to win, we're going to drag you through so that you can watch a bunch of good guys consistently win with almost no efforts or rhyme or reason. Like, the times you think, like, hey, all of these issues would be better resolved if Obi-Wan used a gun. Don't worry. He's packing the gat this entire series. He's constantly using a gun, and he's a marksman with it. I would have liked more story into Obi-Wan deciding, like, okay, to be in hiding, I have to get really good with this blaster. I thought that would, obviously, I'm not some genius at Disney or whatever, some person writing the show, but I thought that would make for a more interesting story. Like the whole fact that they're, this was really cool in the first episode, they're carving up that giant fish and they're carving up in that meat plant, and he takes a little bit of meat home every day just to survive in his little cave environment, and he doesn't even get enough to get by, and he has it's not a camel, but it looks like a camel with a really weird nose or whatever. That's interesting. That I would have enjoyed a whole show about that. I'm sorry, I just stream of consciousness. This goes back to what we were talking about before in season 2 of Mandalorian, the first episode, which is the best episode, where it's Mando dealing with the Crate Dragon and learning about the whole separate society of the Sand People, the Tusken Raiders, and how they have a whole separate name for each other, a whole separate language, a whole separate culture. That is really cool. We're not allowed to have that, though.
Yeah. No, it's like, they make an episode like that to lure people like you and me, and then they end the show being like, what if we have this idea of, like, the Force as this cosmic power, like, that is, Darth Vader said that a weapon that could blow up a planet was nothing to the power of the Force.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we're dealing with here. But what if we saw the Force get used to kill robots in a hallway with someone that we know? It was an AI deepfake monstrosity. And that's who Star Wars is for these days. And the people who think that is cool are the people who make it. And I just, like, I mean, the fact that there's like an Obi-Wan, like the worst part about the show is that you know that like he's gonna do. They're like he's gonna say hello there.
Yep.
You know he's gonna do that.
Coming,
and, you know Qui-Gon Jinn is gonna show up. Like they can't fucking help themselves to be like, look at screen and clap. And all you fucking little worms did. All of you did it. It's your fault. It's your fault we're in this problem, right? It's your fault that this is all happening now, but and so just like the basic, just like you said, my version of this show is like that is good is some kind of combination of like that episode of Mandalorian you mentioned, and like put Obi-Wan in there, and then give me like I don't know, give me like little spurts of like the past life. And,
yeah.
I don't know. It's just like it's so deeply connected to all of these things. Like
I know there's an argument to be made real quick that what we want exists. It's called Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and it's an entire long span running cartoon series about here's all the very interesting stuff about cultures and different people and a whole war that was fought in between episodes I guess 2 and 3.
2 and
3. And that's really cool, and I'm glad that exists, and I've watched 3 or 4 seasons of it myself, and it's good for the most part. It still holds up, actually. But when we go back to the live action stuff has to be just for the people that don't want that expanded universe stuff. Or the people that say, like, we want expanded universe, but not too much. Dip your toe into it. But get back to the Skywalker family and tell us how cool Jedi are while you're at it.
Yeah. Like, it's just, it's like, there's so many things that's, like, kind of hard to pick on with this show for me. Like, Reva as this side character who is, like, also the most important person in the canon all of a sudden. But she comes out, just that whole thing, and then let's like, oh wait, there was someone. It's like Luke wants to go be a starfighter for the, for the Empire or whatever in the first one, but like, he would remember being chased by.
Yeah, I think any child would remember
Inquisitor with a lightsaber
when their uncle and aunt was like assaulted by a dark wizard carrying a laser sword. That was magically.
Dude, and Uncle Owen almost fighting her off with like a fucking
stick.
Like, it's like Jackie Chan. I just you see, I would be like more forgiving of this show if literally any of the action sequences were exciting or good.
Oh, they were horribly shot, right?
Yeah, like that's the other thing too. Is this show's just fucking ugly to look at. It's just not good.
The constant jump cuts between the action scenes. There was no commitment to the scene. It was like you're getting a second and a half. Like when they're doing the lightsaber. That was some of the worst lightsaber display, I think, in the entire series. Being perfectly honest, because it was never focused.
Yeah, like, because they do a lot of shaky cam to hide.
Oh,
like,
it's so gross.
The most egregious episode is the one where they're like in the base, with the Empire has them like trapped, and then it's like the stormtroopers walk into the door, and the rest of the rebels are there, and they just start shooting at each other across a hallway, a room that's like 20 feet wide at most, and they're just like pew 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 pew. It's like shaky cam, shaky cam. It's like everyone's just standing around.
Yeah.
Everyone's just standing there. It's like you could tell. Like everyone's just.
I guess they're trying to add
it's so
action.
Bad.
The really bad shaking cam part was when Obi-Wan was talking to that one Jedi also on Tatooine, and as he's like talking to him, I guess it's supposed to be shaky cam because he's on an animal, but the camera was like constantly moving around, and that's when I was like live texting to you and friend of the show, Matt, where I'm like, oh my fucking god, hold the camera still! This is absurd!
Yeah. And, like, I just think so many of the other environments just look like flat and like just not pretty. Like, I mean, you could, because they're using this new technology. It's not just like, it's like basically they can do like the green screen like rendering stuff in real time, which is like cool, but it just looks so like the colors are just all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like having like I sent you a message on. I just sent you a tweet.
Oh, okay. Let's take a look at this.
Of just like a shot from the finale, and it's just like this. It just looks awful.
Okay, I'm looking at it
like
right now.
Just...
Yeah.
And I think the most egregious one was like, okay, this is like the first time Obi-Wan Kenobi is meeting Darth Vader after like.
Is that picture actually in 4K?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, it's hideous.
Yeah, and it's just like
it's so blurry.
Yeah, and so they're finally meeting, and it's very clearly in like a quarry somewhere in Southern California with like this blue night filter on in front of in the camera, and just like it looks so bad, and then just like. So it's not visually appealing. Like, the story itself is strained. And then just, like, I really don't try to even be that nitpicky about this stuff. But just, like, so many common sense things that are just, like, goofy in the show. Like, it feels like a first draft in a lot of ways. Like,
no, I think...
Like, Darth Vader, like, holding Obi-Wan Kenobi in the fire.
Yep.
But then, like... letting this robot come and pick up Obi-Wan Kenobi and like carry him away and rescue him, and then he's like, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
But then makes the mention to like, I let him go on purpose. It's like, what's happening here? Just like some basic plotting stuff that is just like, it's a mess. Like it blows my mind.
Like Obi-Wan was dead to rights. Vader had him like force locked. I don't know how he caused the fire. Maybe there was some oil in the sand. He lit that area on fire, and he was emulating the lava, and he was like getting his revenge by dragging him through it into the burning sands. I'm like, okay, this is going somewhere. He's not gonna die. I don't know what this is trying to display. Like that he's angry about it. It's like there now. Then Vader could have done anything. You saw him earlier casually walk by and crush the neck of some family, just to show, like, yes, Vader, by the way, is still extremely evil. He killed this, like, father protecting their child for no other reason. And then he meets his worst enemy. To his knowledge, the person that caused him as much pain and betrayed him. And then he's like, well, I'm gonna let you go now. We're gonna talk about this later. And it's like, why? You later on in an episode later, you show how powerful that Vader is. You show him walk by, like, pimp strut and catch a ship as it's about to take off, and then drag it to the ground, and then force rip all the metal off of it. I'm like, all of this is great,
but all of that was so good. And well, except for the fact that they got him with the thing for the fin.
Yeah, they pulled a fin.
Because he forgot about the second ship, and it's like, didn't it just fucking say it only had one ship?
It's like there's no balance to what sort of power he has, and I don't want to hear like the whole. Well, he only had so much power to pull down a ship and rip it apart, but he couldn't do that.
He used all his super meter.
Yeah. He burned his super. He burned his level 3. He got greedy.
You gotta hold on to that until you're really fucking, you know.
He should have used.
Kid's raw super meter. You gotta be in a combo. You gotta land a hit somewhere.
He dropped the combo. He didn't hit confirm. He just, as you said, rawed it out. Hoping for the best. And now look at him, just all out there with 30 extra frames, just looking at you. What's about to happen?
And I looked at him. He looked at me.
But what I was saying was, if he has so much power that he could just essentially atomize a starship, then why didn't he atomize?
Why doesn't he just grab Obi-Wan right there?
Yeah, and turn it into an M-rated show immediately. That's kind of what I was expecting if he's going to do that.
It's just again, I'm not a huge nitpick about stuff like this, but there's just no follow through on any sort of just basic okay, why is X happening?
No, I want to nitpick. Here's why I want to nitpick.
It just drives you crazy.
Each episode costs $25 million. We have every single right. Granted, I only paid $7 of a month to watch this, but if each episode costs $25 million, I think it's fair to say I want to see $25 million worth of effort put into it.
Dude, my man Ewan McGregor must be fucking making out like a bank robber.
20?
Because that's the only explanation for where all that money
20 million of it went to Ewan McGregor just to show up on the set. And don't get me wrong, he was acting his ass off. He was doing his best.
He's the only reason any of this is him and the one scene he has with actual Hayden are the only scenes that really do it. God, all the Reva stuff is so exhausting. It's just she's not a fun character. She's overacted and super corny. I can't believe they made Han from Fast and Furious is in this, and they put him in that makeup. Unbelievable.
Is he?
Yeah.
What character?
He's the guy who talks like this.
Oh, is he?
He's that guy. Yeah.
That's Han? Huh.
That's Han.
He's just...
How dare they do that to my boy?
Wait, is he... Wait. No. Don't tell me he's the one with the hat.
With the hammerhead.
No! Oh!
Yeah, they did that to Han.
Oh, no. Oh, why?
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
For Star Wars, man. That's cool.
I hope he got paid well for that. I was hoping Reva would die. She doesn't. There's your spoiler. Reva doesn't die. That.
Yeah, well, because she's got to get her own spin-off series.
I don't want that.
Coming December 2024.
Stop.
I feel like it's frustrating because I feel like this show in a lot of ways apes the plot of Jedi Fallen Order, but just all of those kind of things, it's are so much better in Fallen Order than they are in this show. There's the cast is much more memorable and interesting. The locations are interesting. The plot, it's just the flow of the plot is there. The antagonist is it's wild. I can't.
Well, the people that made Jedi Fallen Order, one, Respawn Entertainment just doesn't make bad games. I don't think they've ever made an actually bad game. And two, they didn't have to answer to constant nostalgia. And I won't spoil that game because that game is actually good. But the few times they do go into nostalgia mode, it's completely earned and in universe. You visit completely different planets. You meet completely different people. You go on this adventure that's tangentially related to the rest of the Star Wars canon, but it's a completely different adventure. You're doing something different. And I think that's what more people that want to be invested into this franchise want. Now, of course, there are some people, I know them personally, that are perfectly happy with nope, I just want to see, I want episodes 10, 11, 12 is Luke Skywalker pulls a Jesus. He comes back and he's the most badass and he's single-handedly crushing Death Stars with his Force grip, or he smashes a Death Star into another Death Star using the Force. I know people that unironically want that. I just want something different. I want Rogue One different, where if you're going to tell a story that has to be related to the main canon, it's a complete side story that's like, here's a bunch of different people you don't know.
You know, I just want them. I want someone to just like. I need a new ratings board.
Ratings board
for like. So this is a PG-13 movie. There's no Luke Skywalker. There's no Gluff Shido.
Yes.
God, this whole show is so. For those who don't know, there's a tweet. I think it was I can't remember if it was a tweet or a Tumblr post. But basically, anytime like a character of minor importance shows up in a Star Wars thing, and people are like, "Oh, look, clap at the screen because he's back." Everyone's like, "Oh my God, look, it's Glup Shido." Now, to be clear, Glup Shido is not an actual character; it's a joke because they're called Glup Shido. But this show is just, hey, what if we made a Glup Shido show? And it's just, because he's like gonna talk to Qui-Gon. Oh, look, there's Liam Neeson.
There he is.
Oh,
there he
God,
is. I've been here the whole time.
It's just like, it makes you want to just Gluff shit on myself. God, it's, I just don't even have anything like
Did you know that
there's not even, like, I will say, like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, real quick. Did you know that this, when you check on Disney Plus, this is just called Season 1? So I gotta ask.
Oh, my tummy.
What does a Season 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi?
You made my tummy hurt.
Real quick on that note, I want to make this very clear. I don't hate the show Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think hate is a very strong word when it comes to like a show. I just think it's boring.
I hate it.
Okay, Mike hates it. I think it's boring.
I hated it.
Hate implies that I have a strong emotion for its existence. I think my emotion towards its existence is that it's just boring. Like, you know how it's going to end. You know how it's going to play out. You can introduce as many characters as you want, but you have to circle back to everyone's fine at the end.
And if we all know where I'm going to go, like, the journey better be, really interesting and fun to get me there.
Yeah.
And it's just not. Like, visually, it doesn't do it. There's no, like, kind of new, super duper exciting kind of characters. Just, like, the staging of the show just looks just awkward and weird at times. Like, there's a CG scene of like Reva fighting like a like one of the snow speeder things, and it's like hovering right in her face, and it's just like everything is just like off.
Wait, what scene was this? Hovering?
When they're like escaping the base after like they did the two kids in a trench coat thing, but literally.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So like the snow speeder's like just hovering there,
yeah,
and it was like blocking the lasers, and it's just weird. I just don't think it looked good.
The use of snow speeders was cool, but it was also, as you said, it was an odd pick. Hey, if you want to use snow speeders as like carrier class ships that just like can deploy, that sounds dope. I didn't know snow speeders could fly that high. Gonna be honest, I thought they were specifically fit for purpose of like ground assault because they couldn't fly that high. Knowing that a snow speeder is basically just a small plane, that completely changes their utilitarian output. And also they can carry people inside them. I thought they were tiny. I thought you couldn't fit anyone, but Obi-Wan, a child, and one other person, the spy, all got into the back of like a snow speeder. Yeah. Or were they hanging on the wing? Like, you notice they didn't show them, like, get into it. They're just like, it's just implied. Don't worry, it has a cargo compartment somewhere. Shut up.
Also, Obi-Wan having the chance to kill Darth Vader and just, like, not do it.
Fuck! Man!
It's just...
God, that thank you for reminding me. That pissed me off!
A better show doesn't let that, like, knows to come up with some kind of contrivance there. Like,
yes.
He doesn't have the time, like, the base is exploding, and he doesn't have the time to, fight to, like, kill Darth Vader before he has to, like, save Leia and get out or something.
Something! anything.
Also, that chasing with Leia was so bad.
Yes.
But just like you come up with some kind of contrivance there, to make it so Obi-Wan Kenobi, like, Jedi Master doesn't walk away from the Space Hitler.
Yes!
When he's fucking got him on dead to rights.
He's down on the rocks. He can't even pick up his lightsaber. Helmet all cut off. He's been stabbed and shit. And he's like, well, I'll see you next time. Surely this won't come back to bite me in the ass. Obi-Wan...
Surely I will point out how he's so hypocritical from, for his hypocrisy, and that will surely defeat him.
Obi-Wan is what caused Alderaan to get destroyed. Because he had every chance to stop Alderaan from being destroyed.
Obi-Wan Kenobi told Hillary Clinton she didn't have to go to Wisconsin. All goes back to
it.
back. Obi-Wan Kenobi created third way politics. Search your feelings.
No.
So, I liked that little robot. I thought he was cute. That little guy.
The little beep boop guy.
The little beep boop. The little beep boop guy. Yeah. Like, I like when he was evil. He had little red eyes, and
God.
I love when Leia was like fixing the wires, and I thought he was gonna do like a scary attack, but he was just like, nah.
It did kind of do that.
I thought it was cute. And I was like, this little guy, he's so evil now. And it's like, oh,
that's how I knew, like, I'm not the target audience for the show, and that's okay. Where it's like, okay, this is something a child would, like, oh, the blue eyes turn red. It was like, oh.
It's cute. I like
Come on.
It's like, what if that, I saw that they're bringing back Babu Frick, for Mandalorian Season 3, and I'm like, hey, that's a good Gluff Shadow. There we go.
Why?
Hey!
Babu Frick, how does that even... Wait, is that really true?
Yes.
Oh, But why? Just...
But
Okay.
It's just I guess just to end, or to bring us towards an ending, just like you said, like George Lucas said, Star Wars is for 12-year-olds.
True.
That's who this is for. And if you're a 30-plus-year-old person who watches, congratulations, you watched baby stuff because you're a baby.
Wait, that's both of us, though.
Yeah, because we're...
Did you just own us live on our own podcast?
And I'll do it again, too, because I'm going to watch the next Star Wars thing, because I'm fucking...
I want it to be out there that I had every intention of never watching this show until Mike kept chatting shit about it and saying it's bad, you shouldn't watch it, but then he kept talking openly about it, and I'm like, okay, alright, fine, let's get it out the way.
Just go to a real fucking desert. I can tell you're not that hot. I can tell. You're not sweating. You're in the desert and you're barely sweating.
I had...
The sun doesn't look right.
I had an unfair thing to say, because Anna watched like 2 episodes with me, and I said, alright, I'm going to be very unfair for a second here. For them being on a desert planet with 2 suns, their skin is very pale. I just want to get that out of the way. You would have some sort of tan by now. Something. Yeah. Like, I'm not sold you're on a desert world where there are 2 damn suns and your days are like... I think the days, because of the fact they're on 2 sun... Because they have a 2-sun system... Are like
2-sun authentication.
2-sun authentication. Shut up. Mm-hmm. God.
I know. I'm sorry.
Anyways, that was my unfair take.
I think that's a great take. I love it. I'm just I'm excited for, there's some Star Wars stuff I think that is appealing in the future, or that, like they're going to do a show about things that happened 100 years ago. So I'm like, finally some distance. But also, again, it's the show that's gonna end with, oh, and this is Darth Plagueis.
No.
Which is like, god damn.
No, that
it's what see, it's just the distance. We just need to increase the distance from like, if I know there's a good 2 seasons before I get glup shittoed, sign me up. Sounds great. Love it. But if I see like Yaddle in episode 3, I'm gonna KMS.
I am excited to watch The Acolyte just to see something very different in that universe. If it's in the same universe time frame as like the Star Wars video games of Knights of the Old Republic, probably something cool will go on there.
Yeah, like I think Taika Waititi has I think he gets probably a little too much credit for stuff he has going on these days that is good. Because he made a Marvel movie that had a little bit more color than the other ones and is good.
Which Marvel movie was that?
Ragnarok.
I mean, it's good. I like
good.
that movie, yeah.
But I'm excited because, again, I think they are... I kind of get the idea that I think they know that there's kind of like a Skywalker saga burnout that is happening, that they need to go elsewhere as soon as possible. So I have a theory. I'm thinking that his project is going to be something pretty distant as well.
Cool.
So
that would be cool.
Maybe they'll make good Star Wars again someday.
Star Wars,
or maybe they won't.
Star Wars can be very good. It's a very interesting setting. There's a lot of meat on that bone. But we've been eating the chicken wing of the Skywalker family for 4 decades.
We've made broth 5 times with this cooking. We're on warm water soup, folks.
Warm water soup. Oh my god.
It's getting bad out here.
Yeah, there's no more marrow in that bone. It's just
no sir.
It's just a bone.
Not a bit. Just bone.
What else could even be done?
We didn't even. The Book of Boba Fett episode where they like had Luke Skywalker, like, again, CGI deepfake monstrosity Luke Skywalker, to be clear, just like hang out with Grogu so everyone can be like, no, this is the Luke I remember from my childhood. I'm like, shut up. It's gonna be hard to grow food in 40 years. God, these people. Imagine being that easily amused. That would be... Think about how awesome your life would be. You have such freedom.
If you were easily amused by a CG Luke Skywalker talking to a baby
the
Yoda.
The worst, most nightmarish looking Luke I ever saw. And being like, oh, look, it's Luke.
Oh.
Wow.
That is...
God, I wish I was stupid. I'd be so free.
I won't go ahead and take away someone's entertainment value out of that, but I will say that the entertainment value is definitely not... That sort of thing is not for me. I just want something fresh. Something new. That's it. Next time we do a Creek Out Rob, it has to be on something good. It has to be about, I don't know, Top Gun or something. I don't know. Because the only 2 movies that came out recently are probably bad.
I still gotta go see Top Gun.
I have to go see Top Gun and the new Jurassic Park. And those are probably terror-bad movies that I'm going to pay money for in a big-ass theater. Because I need my dinosaur fix, and I need my fire jet fix. They got me. That's how they get me. They're like, here's your slop. Go ahead.
See, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna buy tickets to Top Gun.
Okay.
I'm gonna go in and get that Mission Impossible trailer.
Oh, again! Another Mission Impossible trailer! No!
It's so
Remember the 2 years worth of trailer for, I think, what was it, Fallout or something?
Fallout.
Oh my god.
Now, I would have been more... I remember being mad about that at the time, but also, I'm pretty sure Mission Impossible Fallout is the best action movie of the past 20 years, and no one can convince me.
I haven't seen it yet, so I can't make that statement.
It's very good. Some would say it's the best action movie of the past 20 years.
Okay, some people would say that.
I think, like, I'm really trying to think. I feel like there's probably some. I mean, I'm not forgetting about like John Wick. John Wick is fun. I just don't think it is. I think Fallout beats it.
Oh, now I have to watch this.
I'm trying to think like the first one I would consider truly up there. God, it might be The Matrix.
Call it.
It's really good, dude. It's so good.
Those are fighting words saying that, like, what Mission Impossible, what is it, 7 or 8 is better than, like, fresh John Wick. That, on principle, those are fighting words.
Yes, they are. They're also the best kind of fighting words, the ones you know are correct.
Ooh! I'm not ready for a Mission Impossible marathon, but that's what I would have to do to catch up to, like, part 8.
Ethan Hunt.
Because I haven't seen Mission Impossible 1 since, like, the year it came out on VHS. That's the last time I saw it. Okay. We should probably wrap up here.
That sounds like a plan. Well, hey, Ray, thanks for joining me on this awful podcast. I hated every minute of it because we talked about this show. And I never want to talk or think about this show again. God bless you, McGregor. Go with God. Congrats on securing the bag, kid. One thing. I did think that scene where the helmet was cracked and you could like see Hayden Christensen's face and like the Darth Vader voice and his voice keeps like modulating in and out. That was pretty cool. I was like, all right, okay, if you're gonna give me this like scene, I'm glad you thought to give me this. This is nice. Mm-hmm. I like this.
Yeah. You and McGregor did.
Hey, if you're listening to this, you're already subscribed to us. Thank you so much. We would love a big old 5-star review. Tell everyone, lie to all of your friends about how much you like this podcast. Even though I think it is a 5-star podcast. You can find us at Unscripted Gaming on all sorts of places. Josh is so much better at this than I am, but Josh isn't here, and yes, he was spared of watching the bad show because he is a busy man, and I am also busy. But here we are. That's it.
That's awesome.
My name is Mike.
My name is Ray.
And Creed should have been on the Jedi Council, but he wasn't because he was left.
Oh, well.
Peace.